Check it. It's really hot, and a new season of anime has arrived for summer. You're trying to decide on what anime is good to watch this season. Well, you've come to the wrong place. Instead of explaining to you what anime to watch this summer, like the hundreds of videos being made about the subject, I figured I should recommend 3 anime you should watch in 2023. Why specifically the year 2023? Sounds cooler than just adding summer anime. Now, I've gathered 3 specific anime that I've thoroughly enjoyed over the years. And don't worry, I've made sure that out of the 3 anime, each is different in terms of genre they're presented in. So, yeah. I'm gonna explain this anime in 3 words. Chinese, electric, Batman. Actually, it's a little more than that. We're in the age where it's very common to see tons of media revolving around superheroes. It may be your typical DC or Marvel characters having some sort of movie or TV adaptation, or some manga with superheroes. Well, this is one of those anime that has superpowers, but not superheroes. The thing is, having powers in this world, nobody knows you even exist except the government and other superhumans called contractors. Being a contractor, you gain cool powers, but you lose your humanity. And you have to do something each time you use your powers. It may be eating some daisies, maybe drinking alcohol, or something tedious like creasing the edges of a page in a book. Stuff like that. They have to do these things for each use of their powers, almost like an urge. And the real reason why people started getting powers was the appearance of 2 gates called Heaven and Hell's Gate. And contractors, like the name implies, are used by governments for espionage missions. So most of them are basically agents or assassins. The plot of Darker Than Black follows a Chinese contractor named Hei, who's an agent that has electric powers and has a civilian persona called Li Shengsheng.
Sorry, what was that name again?
Li Shengsheng.
Ah, right. I remember. You're the kid the realtor called about.
So, by day, he acts like a Chinese exchange student living alone, and by night, he works with a group that follows orders from an organization called the Syndicate.
In other words, the Syndicate saw this one coming. You get me? You should have just killed that damn puppet like I told you to.
Working alongside a cat named Mao, who's also a contractor, having the ability to take over animals' bodies, and a doll. Oh yeah, dolls are like emotionless humans that have some tracking ability. Yin helps Hei with scouting on his missions by touching water.
Yin, have you located him yet?
Yes, he's not far.
And Huang, who's just some regular Joe that really hates contractors, and he constantly reminds you about it.
Don't let it get you down, kid. After all, killing people's what you contractors do. But I guess you're not exactly sorry.
The reason why I mentioned Chinese electric Batman is you got Hei, who's Chinese, and he's got electric powers, who does stuff at night, like Batman. But, Hei kills people, so there's that. The missions they do for the Syndicate is to uncover mysteries of Hell's Gate.
Oh yeah, remember the first research team that went into Hell's Gate? I heard he was the only one to make it out of there alive.
Darker Than Black follows an episodic format. Every episode is either called Part 1 or Part 2 of something. Awesome thing about this series is that it has 25 episodes. There is a second season where Hei does actually become Batman. It's where he loses his powers and becomes an alcoholic who, he hits kids. Yeah. Not a lot of people like the second season, and I understand. The reason being is Hei loses the main character role, and having the role given to a completely new female character.
They've instructed me to train you to become an agent.
What if I don't want to?
You never talk back to me.
When mentioning Darker Than Black, it's noted that you have to watch it in the dub. There's no real particular reason, just, I don't know, it sounds better to me. And the second opening of Darker Than Black is like a top 10 anime opening for me. I really like that opening. From the creator of Cowboy Bebop comes an all-new sci-fi adventure that's nothing like Cowboy Bebop.
That's the power of boobies, baby. Even just singing about them makes miracles happen.
Idiot.
Now, I've done a video of Space Dandy in the past. It was actually one of my first anime reviews back in the day, and you can still watch that video. So why am I talking about an anime I've already mentioned in the past? Well, it's still really good.
Let me show you how chill they are. I can poke this guy all day long.
It truly is one of those animes you can rewatch over and over and not get bored of it, aging like fine wine as the years go by. Now, let me stop gushing over it and tell you why I love this anime. The plot is very simple. Space Dandy is a dandy guy in space. You got Dandy, an alien bounty hunter whose job is to find undiscovered aliens for a bounty reward. He usually spends the reward on an establishment called Boobies. It's like Hooters, but in space.
You mean that restaurant with the jiggly waitresses and the not-so-hot wings?
You got it.
That's pretty much what's it about. The characters are the real treat of the show. Dandy searches in the vast space of the unknown, looking for aliens in his spaceship called the Aloha Hoi with his two-man crew. First is the outdated robot QT, the only one with any sense, having to constantly remind the crew about their objective. But to mostly Dandy, that and they have to find an alien bounty because they're broke half of the time.
You see, we may be poor as hell, but we can still enjoy boobies as long as we have this sweater puppy.
QT is pretty much the brains of the department, then an alien cat with a complicated name that was given the nickname Meow.
Well, in honor of you looking like a cat, how about meow?
Oh, come on, you guys, don't do me like that.
Who doesn't contribute to anything most of the time. He's given this archetype to be an otaku who's really lazy. You then got my two favorite characters in this show, Dr. Gel and B, whose whole mission is to capture Dandy because he is the key to the universe of some war. It's briefly mentioned in the first episode. In every episode, they try to capture Dandy, and 100% of the time, they either fail or just die in the process. Now, when discussing how you should watch this anime, it's important to note that the English dub is far superior to the sub version. You probably think I'm being biased, but it's true. See, the thing is, way back, there was this TV program called TOONAMI, showing anime on a late-night block. TOONAMI aired anime all the way back in 1997 to 2008. They had to cancel the block in 2008 due to the low ratings, but the cool part about all this, they came back in 2014 and debuted with Space Dandy. Not only did they dub the anime a whole day before airing in Japan, which is insane to hear, because usually it's the other way around. When talking about Devilman, everybody in their minds jumps to the conclusion of Devilman Crybaby. Well, not me. See, the thing about me is, I wasn't very into Crybaby, and that's okay. Devilman The Birth is a 1987 OVA movie based on the novelization of True Devilman. Personally, this was my first introduction to the series. The OVA has a runtime of 50 minutes. The story follows Akira Fudo, a soft, timid person who is considered a crybaby. I just got why it's called Devilman Crybaby. And is always hesitant when doing something. He's friends with love interest Miki Makura, who always points out his weak nature, well, in the manga at least. In the OVA, she acts like an older sister to Akira. Then we're presented to Ryo Asuka, who's very over the top. I mean, the dude points a knife at Miki with no hesitation. Ryo asks for his longtime friend Akira to come with him to accept his father's inheritance, but once he does, there's no going back to his previous life. Akira agrees since he values Ryo and their friendship. Ryo explains to Akira the existence of demons and how his father was possessed by a demon, leading to his suicide. He states that demons were the first beings to conquer Earth, but they met their demise by freezing in ice. Now they're unfreezing and trying to take over the Earth once again. The only way to beat the devils is to become one, with the conscience of a human intact and a pure heart. The only way for it to work is to have his friend Akira to sacrifice himself, and it's not 100% guaranteed. They both enter a club, since the way for a devil to possess a human is for them to lose all sense of reason in the moment, and what attracts devils the most is blood. Devils start to appear and possess the humans. Akira starts running and is struck with the presence of a devil inside and realizes he's gained the power of a devil and proclaims himself as
Devilman da!
The devils referred to as Akira as Amon. They have a big battle and the music for the fight scene is so good. After the battle, Akira reverts to his human form and tries to find his friend Ryo, only to find him unconscious and leaving the movie to end. It ends on a cliffhanger, which is kinda sucks, but it's a two-part movie. The sequel is called Devilman The Demon Birth. That's the whole plot of part 1. It's a good series that has many adaptations. The dub of the movie is something to note at. Apparently the dub is so bad that it's so good. I mean, you'll see clips on it on YouTube, and it's nothing too drastic like the dub of Ghost Stories.
You know what I hear? I hear the sound of you shutting the fuck up.